Guys, the Dolphins just made a signing. We're going to tell you who it is in a second. But first, go down, turn on your notifications because it's trade season. The Dolphins might make a move in the coming days. You want to make sure you stay in the loop if they do. So go down, turn on your notifications, and subscribe because if the Dolphins make a move, we get you guys a video ASAP. Dolphins Today is presented by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. They're going to make sure you hire the right people for your small business, and you can post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. Welcome to Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott. As I hinted at in the open there, the Dolphins have made a move addressing the much-needed depth that they need at the defensive back position. Barry Jackson tweeting that they have brought back Jamal Perry. Former Dolphins DB Jamal Perry signs with the Dolphins per agent David Cantor. He joins the Dolphins practice squad. So like I said, a familiar name. He played with the Dolphins from 2019 to 2021. 31 career games played with Miami with 7 starts. Signed to the Dolphins practice squad today. So they bring him back. This comes after the Brandon Jones injury, after the defensive back room has certainly been affected by injuries. They needed some defensive back depth, and they have addressed that, bringing back a familiar name here in Perry, someone that they're familiar with, someone that we're familiar with. It's obviously not, a big name signing here. They could still maybe make a trade here in the next few days. We'll talk about that in a second. I still think they do need to do something else here. But this is a depth signing, someone that's going to be on the practice squad. And if there's another injury, if Kohu can't go, if Crossan can't go on Sunday against the Lions, then maybe Perry is a guy that'd be activated. Probably not this Sunday because he just now signed, but maybe in the coming weeks is a guy they could elevate if there is another injury. Grade the signing. Type A, B, C, D, or F down in the comment section. I think the Dolphins are doing this for 2 reasons. 1, they need some depth here. Number 2, they're familiar with him. They like him. He's good in the locker room. The familiarity there, I think, played a massive role in signing him. I still think you got to trade for a defensive back. I don't really think you need to trade for a safety. I feel really good about maybe putting McKinley on the 53-man after the Jones injury. I love that Oregon duo they have that back there with McKinley and Holland. You also have Eric Rowe, who's one of the better backup safeties in the league, not to mention Clayton Fitzgerald played pretty well last week. But I think trading for a corner, maybe William Jackson, something to watch for here in the next few days. Let's get into some winners and losers now from Sunday Night Football. I was going to do this yesterday, but the Brandon Jones news happened, so I wanted to still talk about Noah Igbinoghene. I mean, what about that? The game-sealing interception with 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Talk about a redemption story. We were giving this guy a hard time all game, and then he steps up when he is needed the most. He got a lot of minutes on Sunday with some of those corner injuries. Crossan was out. Kohu was out. Igbinoghene played most of the game as a result and got that game-sealing interception. Here's what he did against Pittsburgh. 8 targets, 6 receptions. So that's not good. He gave up 6 receptions when they threw his way 8 times. 98.4 rating for the opposing offense. But he got the game-winning interception. That is all that matters in the end. And Noah Igbinoghene, I really hope that's what turns – it's crazy to say. I hope this is what turns his career around. I mean, that can be a play that really turns things around for him and really turns his confidence around. He did make a few good plays against the Vikings. The Vikings game might be the best game that I saw for Igbo, and then he gets the game-winning interception of the very next week. So hopefully the last couple of performances can help Igbo really turn things around in Miami. Sam Madison has certainly done a really good job with some of those young corners as the cornerbacks coach on this team. That was a great hire, bringing the Dolphins legend back to Miami, and you can make a great hire if you go to linkedin.com/NFL Daily. You can definitely find the right people for your job, the best qualified candidates available. Very easy to create a free job post on LinkedIn Jobs. Add your job to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. Finish the year strong, find the right team members to help you do that, and they help you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. That's linkedin.com/NFL Daily to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. When I was hired back in March here at Chat Sports, I was the 15th member of this team. Now we have over 20 people just 7 months later. We've expanded our office space. We have grown thanks to LinkedIn Talent Solutions. You can post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. That link in the comments and the description of this video. Let's talk about Raheem Mostert now. He had 16 carries for 79 yards against the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, and he has emerged as the number one back here on this team. Here's what he's done this season. 4.5 yards per carry on 87 carries, 388 yards, 1 touchdown for Mostert. Did not start the season as the number one back. In fact, in the first couple weeks, him and Edmonds were kind of going back and forth on who got the most carries. But in the last 2 weeks, Raheem Mostert has proven that he is the best back on this Dolphins team. And to be honest, it's really not even close. We'll talk about Edmonds here later on. Are you okay with Raheem Mostert being the number one running back? I don't think we expected that coming into this season. I thought we all thought it was going to be Chase Edmonds. Type Y for yes, or if you think they need to upgrade this position. I don't think you do that by giving Edmonds more time. Type M for make a trade. Maybe the Dolphins look to trade for running back even with Christian McCaffrey in San Francisco. Jevon Holland, another winner. He was phenomenal, had that big interception late in the fourth quarter. The Steelers were driving down the field. He gets his second INT of the year. Had 5 tackles and had a 90.0 PFF grade. Was the highest rated Dolphin defender by PFF. He was fantastic. I really like Jevon Holland, man. I mean, he's one of the best safeties in the league, a top 10 safety for sure. And with Brandon Jones going to IR, Holland's got to even step up more, and I think he will. The offensive line had to step up on Sunday like I talked about all week, and they did. I got to give a lot of credit to this Dolphins offensive line and the offensive line coach, Matt Applebaum, because the Dolphins offensive line into his return did not allow any sacks, just 1 QB hit, and just 5 pressures on Sunday. It was by far the best performance we have seen from the Dolphins offensive line this year. They kept Tua protected in his first game back from injury. And again, 3 straight weeks prior to that week, they had the starting QB had gone down for the Dolphins, which showed how poorly the offensive line was playing. But give credit where credit's due, man. The offensive line stepped up, and Connor Williams actually had the highest PFF grade on the team. You love to see it. He was kind of struggling the last couple weeks coming in. The snapping looks better. The blocking looked better. Hopefully Williams can turn in another good performance on Sunday and be more consistent, because if he plays like that again, I'll start to be a believer in Connor Williams. I can promise you that. Jaelan Phillips is another winner from Sunday, and he's really coming into his own. Here's what he did. 8 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and an 87.5 PFF grade. Was the 3rd highest rated Dolphin and 2nd highest rated Dolphin defender by PFF. And he's been one of the best edge rushers in the league. Jaelan Phillips has a 90.1 overall grade. It's coming from Dolphin Nation on Twitter. The last 4 weeks, and only trails Myles Garrett at the edge defender position. So how about that? JP, I know we talked about early in the season. It was kind of a slow start. He was still looking for that first sack a couple weeks in, but he has been great the last couple weeks, and I think he's been kind of underrated when we're talking about some of these edge defenders in football this year. Guys, who do you think was the biggest winner from Sunday? Go down. Was it JP? Was it Connor Williams? Was it just the offensive line in general? Was it no Igbinoghene? Let me know down in the comments section what you think. Let's talk about some losers now. Chase Edmonds, in my opinion, the number one loser. Another terrible performance from Edmonds. He's a liability, if we're being honest. Just 17 rushing yards, several drops Sunday night versus the Steelers. He's probably the biggest disappointment this year on this Dolphins team. A lot of expectations coming in for this guy. We thought he'd fit really well coming from Arizona in Mike McDaniel's system. It just hasn't happened, and I think it's time to have a serious conversation about what you're going to do with Chase Edmonds. I do not want to see him getting massive minutes on this football team. What do you do with Chase Edmonds? Do you keep him? Do you trade him? I don't know if anybody's going to want him, or do you cut him? Type K for keep, type T for trade, or type C for cut. Down in the comments section, go down, let me know what you would do with Chase Edmonds. At this point, if you're going to keep him, Myles Gaskin should be getting more carries. Chase Edmonds has been the number 2 back. Myles Gaskin's been very underutilized. We've only seen Gaskin in 1 game. That was against the Jets. He got 4 carries. We haven't seen him since. Give Myles Gaskin some time. He can't be any worse than Chase Edmonds, especially as a pass catcher. Hate to say it, guys, Mike McDaniel had a rough game. Mike McDaniel got out-coached. Luckily, the Dolphins still won the game. But the play calling from the second quarter on was not good, especially when you're looking at the third quarter when it was 3rd and 2. They give it to Edmonds. It's a 1-yard loss. 4th and 3, they give it to Edmonds again. First of all, you should not have been going for it on 4th and 3 when a field goal could have made it a 9-point game. That very nearly came back to haunt the Dolphins. Luckily, it didn't because of the defense's clutch interceptions in the end with Holland and Igbinoghene. Number 2, why are you giving the ball to Chase Edmonds on crucial 3rd and 4th downs in the second half in a close game? That just can't happen. Mike McDaniel, I love you, man, but you're a rookie head coach, and that showed on Sunday. And again, he's a rookie head coach. He's learning from some of the mistakes he made. The Dolphins still got the win. A win is a win, but Mike McDaniel has to coach better, especially when you're talking about the play calling. Next loser here is Kenny Pickett. Pickett had an opportunity to lead the Steelers to this win. He had several opportunities. He threw 3 picks. He really struggled, especially in the red zone. Here is what Pickett did against the Dolphins on Sunday night. His first primetime start. A lot of eyeballs watching this guy, and he certainly could have played a little bit better. 257 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. I still think he has a lot of potential. I actually like Pickett more than I do some of the other rookie QBs. Malik Willis, I still think I would have preferred him over Pickett if I was Pittsburgh, but Pickett, man, really struggled, especially late down the stretch. Yeah, he led the Steelers down the field, but once he got him down the field, he threw 2 costly interceptions in the fourth quarter. Speaking of interceptions, the Steelers secondary dropped 4 interceptions on Sunday. And some people were telling me, like, put Tua as a loser in this video. No, I thought Tua was okay, knocking the rust off his first game back, but Tua did get bailed out a lot of times from the Steelers secondary. The Steelers secondary could have won them this game. Instead, 4 dropped interceptions. I think 2 of those came in the second half. So the Steelers secondary, man, some missed opportunities from Pittsburgh in this game. Miami was lucky to come out with the win, but especially in the NFL, a win is a win. We'll take it, especially after that 3-game losing skid. Dolphins 4-3 in the playoff picture after the first 7 weeks of the season. Guys, be sure to go down and subscribe. The channel going to get you guys some more trade rumors videos here in the coming days because of the trade deadline less than a week away.